Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol MNGA. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to this time frame that does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and then makes mapping out levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. Before anything else, maybe you're thinking, wait a second, this stock was below a penny earlier this week, and now it's above there. That is what is called a reverse split. So there's just a change in the share structure. If you don't know what a reverse split is, I don't say this in a condescending way. I just say it as somebody that actually wants to see you succeed. You should not have real money in the market. If you do not know what a reverse split is, and all of a sudden you're caught off guard by all this, again, I'm not saying you should never ever trade again. I'm just saying you might want to tap the brakes because you're missing some pretty basic and key components that exist out there in the market. But with that being said, let's get some things mapped out here from the technical perspective. The first level that stands out going into next week is just simply where the bleeding finally stopped today, and that was right down there at $2.75. You can see that obviously it drifted downwards, and then later on in the afternoon and really into the close, the price just finally went sideways here, and the area that allowed and generated the sideways price action was the price staying firm up above 275. So that'll be the initial level going forward. In the event, whoops, let's try that again. Oh, that makes actually perfect sense. I didn't even realize that. So yeah, that makes sense why the price did stay above there. When you go all the way back here, surprise, surprise, you can see that's where the price has bounced from before. So the power of charts. But that also is telling us that it's a very important level, because if the price were to break below there, then that's putting the chart at all-time new lows. And that's just, that's not a good sign from the bullish perspective at all. Now, in the event the price does start to bounce, because to give credit where credit's due, the final 30 minutes represented by that candle right there did have a nice, not really a surge in volume, but get a nice little green candle. So if the price does bounce, where are some of these areas of resistance at? As far as where the sellers are at, key level going into next week up there at 325. That was a former area of support earlier in the day, and that's just based on a foundational rule in charting. When levels of support are broken and closed below, they do tend to act as resistance. So 325, initial area of resistance. Next one after that, keep an eye on that pink line there, the 200 period moving average. Currently valued at 395, but it's a moving average, so that value will change and move as next week plays out. But all in all, we'll see if the price can generate some sort of bounce or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now, and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.